Snake wrangling is one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet. But this, the Dodge Viper, entices thousands of people to get into it each and every year. It's easy to see why, right? It's beautiful. There's no quarter of this car that isn't iconic when it comes to design. But what's amazing is it's not just beautiful to look at, it is brutal to drive. I've borrowed this Dodge Viper from Lane Motor Museum in Nashville, Tennessee. They're one of the ultimate automotive museums on the planet with well over 500 cars, and the vast majority of them run. The folks at Lane love cars so much that they never just let them sit there and rot. They are always repairing, restoring, or rebuilding these timeless pieces of history. If you're ever in the Nashville area, I cannot recommend visiting enough. Now, on to the Viper. Look, I know that of all you 7 people watching this video, you all know about the Dodge Viper. You know about how much Bob Lutz wanted to recreate kind of Carroll Shelby's vision and build a spiritual successor to the Cobra, right? And you all know that Lamborghini had a hand in helping Dodge figure out the casting for the motor. You know that it's not really a truck motor, despite the fact that there's so many rumors out there about that. And you know that ultimately it's kind of like a big, powerful factory-built Miata in a way, right? But what I hope is that you may never have had the chance to ride along in a Dodge Viper with somebody who's never had that opportunity either. And just get to enjoy that from someone who's kind of unpolished and ordinary in a way. But here's the question. After all these years, can it still really be fun? Is it even really fast anymore? Okay, yep. Still fast. Still fast. Shouldn't really come as a shock. Alright, so the first thing you notice driving a Dodge Viper is it has more torque than a tank. Unreal how much torque this thing has. It automatically wants to rocket you forward every single chance you give it. So the throttle is incredibly twitchy because there's so much torque. It's very difficult to modulate it just right. I think the issue that some people will have with it is it's not particularly comfortable. My legs are kind of cramped, shoved into a fairly small space. Not the best place for my head if there was a crash or an issue there. In general, you're kind of cramped in here, and that's okay. A lot of sports cars aren't meant to be wildly comfortable. But this was right at the very end of an era where really all high-performance supercars and sports cars were known for being a little uncomfortable. After this, the game changed. They got way more comfortable, way more creature features, way more perks to sports car and supercar ownership. But not really here in the Viper. Looking around this interior, knowing how simple it is and how straightforward everything is, this really appeals to the kind of person who wants to feel special because of the driving experience. Because this interior does not feel special. This interior feels like it's out of a Dodge Caravan. But the simple fact is this: the gear shift kind of vibrates a little bit. The whole car follows suit with just this little tiny vibration, and you know that unlike in most cars where it's like a motor mount is bad, there's just a giant monster about 2 feet ahead of you trying to get out of the engine bay. Like, what a experiential vehicle. Every single direction you look is something cool. Giant vents on this goodness. I'm a huge fan of turbo cars. The whole there's no replacement for displacement crowd is a bit off most of the time, I would say, but this helps you to understand that crowd just a bit better. From fourth gear. Unreal. Unreal. How fast this thing still is. I'll say it. It's comfortable enough you can drive it every day. And it's intoxicating enough that you might just want to. Even people who aren't really serious car enthusiasts do know it. It's pretty recognizable. Nothing like the DeLorean that everyone knows and everyone recognizes, even if they don't like cars. But almost everybody sees this and knows that it's special. And that's kind of cool. It's cool to be able to share that with a lot of people that you see on the road. So clearly I came around to the Viper, right? At one point I thought, it's kind of cheap feeling, it's kind of crappy and uncomfortable in here. It's not subtle at all, right? I mean, it's kind of truck-like at the end of the day. There's no two ways around that. But by the end of the experience, I was completely smitten with the Viper. And here's the thing. It isn't just a big fun brute. It's more than that. It's charismatic, and it's happy, and it's fun, and it kind of eggs you on to enjoy it. And as soon as you let your guard down and you kind of leave some of the pretension at the door about like what a good sports car should be, it bores its way into your heart with a ton of torque. I mean, that's just what it does. And I'm so very grateful to the folks at Lane Motor Museum for letting me enjoy it and letting me test it out and review it. What a wonderful experience that I'm really grateful that I got to have. I've wanted to drive a Viper since I played Gran Turismo as like a 10-year-old. So thank you again to Lane Motor Museum. I also want to thank the incredible duo at Gingerly Captured. They have been and will continue to be a major partner with me at Rivers Cars. They do pretty much all the photography and videography that you see on the channel. If you need either of those services or just want to see some insanely talented work, please visit their Instagram page. And finally, you might have noticed in other reviews that there's usually a little, like almost a moderately funny clip, hopefully at the very, very, very end. There were a lot of potentials for that clip in this video. We had a lot of funny moments in the Viper, me and JT. So considering this is the last video of the year probably, I thought let's just put pretty much all of them in there. So thank you so much for your time. Have an incredible day, and I hope you enjoy these funny clips.
He's just like, this is a safe spot now.
We got a bee chilling.
Yeah, we got a bee just chilling. Got a bee just chilling there.
Just taking a break. Hopefully he's not going to sting me. I got nothing but love for you, bee.
Seriously.
Just be aware, bee.
Yeah. We want you to keep making honey. It's so delicious.
Yeah, you got to stay alive for the rest of your fam, bro. Sis, I think you're a girl, technically.
And here I go thinking you had been punching it this entire time. That time you actually did. Ah, trains.
Nope. Definitely did not.
You have not punched it?
Have not punched it.
Oh my god.
As with all convertible cars I seem to review, my eye line is directly into the top of the windscreen.
Legit though, he is just sitting there, he's just a chilling.
Oh, trying to snack. That's not snack worthy, I promise.
And he's like, this tastes terrible.
Turns out.
We've now turned into a nature documentary.
Tom, Jeff, Shane, wish you guys were here. This would be so much more fun if all the guys were in town.